Tuesday morning. Haven't recorded much this week. I did record a whole big chunk of stuff on Monday while I was running around in the van doing things. Subsequently deleted it, so didn't mean to, I might add, but that's what happened. That's where we are. In that little bit of video, it was while I was driving, so I was kind of thinking about the whole waiting game that you have to play while things are hopefully working in your favour, you know, while you're waiting for purchases to go through and working for things to happen. It's quite a frustrating place to be. So I was sort of just speaking straight off the top of my head about that and about how I was going to try and occupy my time and stay productive. So that was that. Not going to go back over that. I thought, because I'm in this sort of lull of time, waiting for some things to happen, which I have no control over, so it's quite frustrating. I thought it might be useful to do a bit of a check-in about what I've learnt since becoming full-time on property. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So where are we now? What's the date today? Today is the 8th of December. So that's nearly 2 months, is it? October, November, December. That's just about 2 months of me being full-time property now. I've been doing property, I've been messing around with serviced accommodation type stuff for a good 3.5 years, I think. So I'm not new to it. I've been doing plenty of training along the way. You know, all sorts of things. But this is, 2 months since I've been full-time immersed in property. And what's that been like? What have I learnt? I guess at a reasonably high level, I've learnt that what people tell you about being full-time property is probably true. So surprisingly, people don't make stuff up when they're giving you training. I think if there's one big thing that I could lay my finger on at this point, is that there's a lot to do. You know, you can keep yourself busy, you can find all sorts of things to do, but it's actually quite difficult to 100% occupy your time purely with property, which is a good thing, because that's, you know, I guess the goal for most of us when we're leaving sort of full-time career type roles and going into property full-time is, you know, the goal is that we can hopefully have a bit more free time, hopefully have the ability to do some things that we wanted to do outside of work. And that was the goal for me. And I am, you know, I've got quite a long list. I can't show you actually on my phone right here, but I have quite a long list of things that I'm trying to work through, trying to get done, you know, outstanding bits of stuff from years of neglect and ignoring them while I've been busy working 9 to 5-ish in an office somewhere else. So I'm definitely working through that list, which is great. I guess, I mean, you'll never get through the list, right? That always gets longer. The property element of my day really goes up and down. I haven't quite got to grips, I think, with managing the workload and managing my time so that it doesn't, you know, unnecessarily take up loads of time. I guess I feel as though I should be doing more. I feel as though I could be doing more, I could be, you know, squeezing in some more phone calls, or I could be, you know, setting up this nurture sequence with the emails, or I could be doing something. It's very easy to get stressed about the stuff you're not doing, when in reality things probably wouldn't, they may need doing, but they probably wouldn't add a huge amount of value at this point in time. You know, is there really value in doing it now versus in a month's time, say, when you're a little further down the line and things are a bit more solid, you know, you've got, you know, a few more things that are already in progress finished, would it be of more value there? Yes, you know, you can always get ahead of the game and things like that, but I think it's that balance, isn't it? How do you get that balance? And I had talked about this with a mentor some time ago about how to balance and how to make sure that you don't allow the whole property world to just take over your home life. So having a separate place to work, you know, where are you going to go and work? Are you going to go and work in a coffee shop down the road? Are you going to go and, you know, what are you going to do? So that it's not just constantly sitting in your lounge or your bedroom or whatever, chipping away at things and just making work for yourself. So it's not, you know, I definitely wasn't unprepared for this stuff, but it's funny how real it all becomes when you're there, I guess. So yeah, that's been quite a big learning curve, and continues to be quite a big learning curve. It's, I guess, because it's Christmas here. I should just add, I can't sit in my usual spot for videoing myself indoors because there's a Christmas tree in the way now. So I've got to sit in my, where I need my green screen so that you don't see all this rubbish. Yeah, so what else have I learned? Good question. I think the other thing that I have learned, having finished full-time and sort of announcing to the world, finished full-time, going into property, woo, look at me. There's been a few things that have come my way, which is fantastic, obviously extremely grateful for that. But born out of that, I've started working with a business partner now, which is obviously a different way of working. I think that's always something that I've wanted to do and I've not been able to for, you know, I guess it's not been, not that I've not been able to, it's just the right opportunity has not come along, has not sort of presented itself, I guess, whichever way you want to position that. But that opportunity having presented itself, yes, I mean, extremely grateful for that, obviously. It's actually a really nice thing to not be working on your own and to have someone that you can send a message to, and you can, you know, when you're having one of those stress days where you're just freaking out about valuations or whatever, you can get someone on the phone for a chat that just understands it. You're not trying to overcome the hurdle with most people. When you try to talk about property with most people, you've got to almost explain the whole process, the whole thing, before you can explain the thing that's stressing you out. But it's kind of too much for most people to get. So it's really nice to have that someone that really understands all of the things that you're working on and can just be a bit of a sounding board and a bit of sanity in that world. That's really good. Definitely an advantage, I would say. And also the ability to just share the workload. So when things are coming along, you know, I'm not always able to pick things up immediately and deal with them. Equally, he's not always able to pick things up and deal with them. But between us, we're able to get things turned, and we're able to kind of make sure that nothing is getting missed. You know, we will miss stuff, obviously, between us, but you know, it's definitely a second set of eyes where mine would probably glance over things and just miss them. So it's really, really, really powerful, actually, to have that. Obviously, I can't predict the future. I don't know how that will go. I hope it works well for the long term. I really do, and I think there's definitely good potential for that. We've just got to see how things work out. But it's a very, very good start, and definitely seeing the advantages from working with someone. We've also got now an extremely powerful team to work with. By team, I know everyone talks about, oh, you've got to have your power team. I've never really, obviously I understand what that means. I've never really got that. How can you set up a power team in advance of doing any stuff? So if you're thinking, you know, for example, right, I'm going to go and do some commercial conversion. Cool. Obviously, you need your power team, right? You need your team and people around you. But how do you go and get those people interested in what you're trying to do when you haven't actually done it yet, or you haven't actually got something that's like proper tangible for them to relate to and to be able to advise on or whatever? Difficult, right? And then when you are doing something, when you are moving down that road, I use commercial conversion as an example. I'm not there at this point. That's not something that I'm working on, but if you were to embark on doing a commercial conversion as an example, or a serviced accommodation unit or whatever, without the support and advice, very difficult to know whether you're taking advice from the right places, isn't it? How do you know you've got the right power team? I guess I can see from things that I have a reasonable amount of experience in, serviced accommodation, for example, I see a lot of the posts and a lot of people asking for help, and I see a lot of the responses going out which aren't really that helpful, to be honest. So I can see it from the other side. I guess you learn as you go, don't you? But back to my point, we do now have a very powerful team that is coming together as far as financing is concerned, as far as, you know, the kind of the money side of it, really, really powerful. And the guys are really helpful, really fantastic. And the value that they bring to us as a partnership is second to none. I mean, honestly, I don't know what I would do without these people around. I guess I would be stressing a lot more. We obviously still have other people to slot into that mix, but the contacts that we've made, you know, they have these people around them anyway that we can leverage and we can call on. So I'm significantly less worried about that side of things now, and it's all born out of this business partnership that has come together. Yeah, brilliant, really powerful mixture. I just genuinely can't wait for what is coming down the pipe. And I guess that brings me kind of full circle back round to the beginning, in terms of, you know, where I was talking on Monday when I did the recording about how do you fill the time, because I can see that we've got some really great things, really great deals coming, some really fantastic opportunities. We've got people on board in the team that know what they're doing. They can also see the opportunities, and they are, you know, they're getting themselves together in preparation for it. Some really good things coming down the pipe. But we are in the holding pattern. We're in the wait. We're in the, you know, you've got to allow things to step through. We can't do every deal that comes along. We've got to pick the right deals to move forward with. We've got to take it one step at a time. As we go forward, we will be able to scale significantly, and we will be able to have multiple projects running at the same time. But we're not there yet. We are not there yet. There's a few hurdles to overcome, and definitely some learning to get through before we are there. And we're also going to need to run multiple deals and multiple projects at the same time. We're definitely going to need investment capital from somewhere, which we're going to have to go and work on. So we do have some potentials for that now, but we need to make sure that we've got a solid enough pipeline for that, such that we can execute on deals without having to worry about it. So there's definitely some bits to work through there. So yeah, I just thought I'd whack that little bit of thought stuff, get that out of my head, get it on video, because it's what's sort of going through my mind at this point. I think this will be a useful one for me to look back on in a couple of months' time and see where we are. And also just to add to that frustration with the whole everything that's going on. We're obviously, what did I say the date was today? It's the 8th of December, so just gone through my son's 16th birthday this weekend. That's quite a scary prospect. But yeah, 8th of December, so we're almost bumping into Christmas now, so we're kind of running out of work days with the professional services before everybody packs up for Christmas and goes and has a few too many drinks and whatever, which is going to add to my frustration, I'm sure. So I'm going to need to find some much more effective ways of switching my brain off and just chilling out and relaxing over Christmas. Anyway, that'll do for now. That's got that piece out of my head. I'm not going to go back over the piece that I deleted by mistake on Monday. Sorry about that. Probably wasn't that interesting anyway. It's fine, you're not missing much. Yeah. So yeah, hopefully we'll have some more updates before the week is out. And now I'm going to go and crack on with some system automation type stuff for investors, and pipelining some stuff, trying to automate so that we're as efficient as possible, and crack on with my long list of other stuff to get done. So bye for now.